Tonight, on the World Poker Tour, we're here at the Bay 101 Casino in San Jose, California. 4 days ago, we started with 415 players, and we are down to the final 6.
Well, BJ, the Bay 101 is all about taking down those shooting stars, and tonight's final table has 2 red dwarfs of them.
Okay, side note, like red dwarfs, not related to a shooting star at all. A red dwarf is like a stellar body, and a shooting star, that's like just what we call meteors. Not related at all. Just go ahead.
We've got 2 red dwarfs of them here at the final table, but they better watch out because the sharks are circling looking to take those $5,000 bounties down. It's a battle of the bounties and the hunters. Let's go shoot some stars here on Live Cards and Monster Pots with Jess and BJ. BJ, why are we talking like this?
I don't know, Jess. Maybe we should pull it back a little bit.
Okay, that was really starting to strain my voice.
Inside voice?
Yes.
Inside voice? All right.
Okay, but to be honest, we wanted to put our best foot forward because,
That was our best foot?
as you might have heard, someone's not going to be in the commentating booth today.
But for the best possible reason. Mike Sexton has made this final table.
And while we are all very, very excited for Mike and we want to see him do well, the biggest question on everyone's mind is, who's filling in the meantime? And we figure,
We're already here.
may as well, at the very least, submit an audition tape to prove that you've taken to trusting us with the web videos. Why not take to trust us with the multi-million-dollar show as well?
Exactly.
All right. So before we move on and display our final table calling prowess, let's show them how good we can recap stuff.
Right. Well, let's show them how well we can predict stuff. Our over-under yesterday was Mike Sexton started the day 13th out of 18 in chips. How deep would he finish? The bookie set the line at 10.5. One of us said he would do better than that.
Don't take that as an offense, Mike. We love you.
Yes,
love
but
you.
some
we
of
love
us-
to emulate you.
Some of us love and respect you more than others, Mike, because I knew you were going to make this final table, which is why I took the under and why I won the bet.
I'm very happy for Mike. I'm not so happy for you, but we are tied up for this one, which means this is the decisive over-under of the show.
Right. We have 2 bounties at this final table, the 2 Mikes, Mattisau and Sexton. And of those 2, how deep will one of the shooting stars finish? 2.5. So to go under, they need to finish first or second, just one of them. I'm going to let you go first.
I look like such a hater, but I'm going to say over again. I think...
Over would be above.
I don't know what's
Do
wrong
your
with
big,
me.
thick arrow. No, just do your big, thick arrow. There you go.
Don't
Okay.
mind that slight mistake.
So why are you taking the over?
Well, I think Mike will even tell you that he is the shortest stack at this table. He has 18 big blinds, and while for him, I think that's a maneuverable stack, and I wouldn't be surprised if he rallies. Numbers err. I think more often than not,
Right.
he's not going to make
And
it.
Mattisau?
Mattisau is in the middle of the pack. I don't love his seat at the final table, so that's why I'm going to.
All right, well, I'll be the optimist. I'm taking the under. Mike is in the top 4 in chips. He's got the experience. He's got the desire. Yesterday he was saying it was his time. He's played too many of these and squandered the opportunities. He wants to leave here with the title. Plus, I do not underestimate Mike Sexton making a comeback.
Well, and Mike Mattisau's been there a lot. This is what, his 5th WPT final table, something like that. He's been at several. He's never won. Maybe this is that time.
Right.
All right. We could have had 3 bounties at the final table.
Right, we had Kathy Liebert at the start of play yesterday, but she went out in kind of painful fashion.
Oof. Running into quads.
Yeah,
Like smack into a brick wall.
She had ace with a strong kicker, and there was ace on the board. She moved all in on the river. 2 5s on the board. Ben Hamnick called with pocket 5s. As soon as she moved all in, she was already dead. The rug pulled right out from under Kathy Liebert.
Great finish for her, though. 15th here, 18th at LAPC. Very solid
Right,
results.
back-to-back very deep finishes.
I'm sure she would have rather had a final table, but I know a lot of people that would have been really, really happy with those results.
Right.
So.
Another big story we lost yesterday, Chris Trapani, son of the late Bay 101 owner, Marco Trapani. He was our Cinderella story, but didn't quite make it.
No, but at the same time, I think he was just so happy to be here. It was really his first major tournament he'd ever played in, and the crowd really behind this guy. A lot of fun. I would have liked to see him at the final.
He had one dramatic double up, and the crowd the crowd here got as wild as they've been the entire trip.
Yeah, ace on the turn and cheers. It was like something you'd see on the show.
He had ace king versus king, so he was drawing very thin.
All right.
Onto the bubble, playing down.
Yeah, let's go for it. We played quite a while on the bubble, 7-handed, trying to see who was going to be this last person. And some people thrived, other people not so much. Ty Ryman looked like he was on the upswing, but ran that wired pair of 10s into Mike Mattisau's wired pair of queens. And
those ladies.
They're vicious.
And they get more vicious when you when you turn another lady for a set.
Yeah, Ryman dead by the turn, out in 7th. That is a 7th place here and 8th place in Indiana last year. Might we be Ryman-bocking things in the future?
He's getting close. The 7th and the 8th, not quite as bad as the 7th and the 7th. But
getting there.
Next time, hopefully,
keep working on
he'll break
bubbling stuff, Ty Ryman. All right. Covered what happened yesterday. Time to focus, though, on the big show, the reason we're all here. The final
draft.
table. Well, and more important than the show itself, our draft.
I would think.
You ready for this?
All right.
Who's going first?
American rules.
American rules. Ready?
1, 2, shoot.
Nice.
Good old rock.
All right, with the number 1 overall pick in this draft, I'm taking a player with a lot of zip and zap.
And chips.
And chips. Chip leader. How do you know who I'm going to pick?
I have a hunch.
Chip leader, Stephen Kelly. You may not have heard of him. He's 21 years old, but old school, super aggressive old school internet player.
Old soul internet player.
Yeah, he's got the style of that old school, super aggressive internet player they've kind of reined themselves in the past couple seasons. This guy's relentless. Cold 4-bet, deuce 7 offsuit during hand-for-hand play on the final table bubble, and then shows it. This guy's got panache, he's got flair, he's got a little bit of gamesmanship, and he's got what I think might be the best seat at the table, because the other big stack with chips, Alan Sternberg on his immediate right, and then he's got one of the shorter stacks, Casey McCarroll, who can't really do much to stop him on his left.
All right, on to my first pick. I am going with Mike Mattisau. Mike Mattisau has been there before, and the thing with Mike Mattisau, the number 1 rap against him, sure, he can be Uncle Tilty at times, but when he's on, when he's focused, he's one of the best in the world. And, he's proved it at, WSOP main event and tournaments of champions, made many WPT final tables. When he's on, he's great. And I think he's on. He's focused. He is not the frenetic Mike Mattisau that we often see. So I'm going Mike Mattisau, my number 1 pick. And for my number 2, you may think I'm ignoring the top of the chip counts, but see, that's my secret. I don't always go by chip counts as long as they have enough big blinds. They're all very deep here. I'm skipping over second in chips to pick Vivek Rajkumar, because how can you not? This is his second WPT final table in a row. Back-to-back final tables do not happen very often.
Puts him in a very elite group, by the way.
Yes, he becomes the 6th player to do it. John Juanda, Phil Ivey, Danny Wong, Antonio Esfandiari, and Michael the Grinder Mizrachi did it twice, 2005 and again in 2006. Add Vivek Rajkumar to that list. And to kind of put his abilities in perspective, at one point he checked behind where I think Sternberg had made 2 pair on the river, checked it to Vivek. Vivek checked behind, got away from the hand. Mike Mattisau said, who taught this kid how to check behind? Vivek had enough natural talent. He doesn't need to get any better. Well, and he is getting better.
And Mike Sexton was one, too, who said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for this guy. So
Mike, in a big pot against Mike Mattisau, where he later told us he had kings. Mattisau later told us he had aces. Jack high flop on a rainbow board. And Mattisau put him to the test. And Sexton, as he was in the tank for about 5 minutes, at one point he said, boy, I really wish it was Vivek who had done this. And Vivek said, no respect. And Sexton said, no, I do have respect. Lots of respect. And he meant it. My 2 picks, Mattisau and Vivek Rajkumar.
I would normally take Alan Sternberg 4th, but I think since we've talked about Mike Sexton, we're going to take Mike Sexton 4th because
you got
2 reasons. One, how many people pick up the Cowboys, run them into American Airlines, and then get away from them? It doesn't happen that often. This guy knows where he's at in hands, and more importantly, he is Mike the Mouth Kryptonite. as
Really?
we saw at the Tournament of Champions WSOP 2006, this guy knows how to get under Mike's skin, calls down with a pair of threes. If he can do that here, get Mike on tilt, he's got position on him, he's got a double up, and he can potentially climb up these.
Wow,
these
Jess
payouts.
pulling out the 5-year-old final table reference. I was at that final table. Mike Sexton played a hell of a game, dismantled both Mike Matisow and Daniel Negreanu 3 ways. Mike Sexton definitely has a chops to take this down.
All right, yeah, I think Mike can do this because I know people say he's short on chips rather. He's gonna get out of this thing like Broomcorn's uncle, but I don't think so. I think that he's digging the hole, he's laying the branches, just waiting for a sucker to fall in, and he's gonna double up at least once.
I think he's going to have to double up before he can set that trap. But if he
18
does,
big
then I
blinds.
think he's ready.
You know, you just wait for someone to move all in on, reshove all in on you light, and there you are with jacks or queens, and you're good to go.
All right, your next pick.
I'm going to take Alan Sternberg.
I would think so.
With the steal of the draft, I must say.
Yes.
This guy has like 3.7 million chips. Huge
Second in
chip
chips.
stack. Disadvantage of being on Stephen Kelly's right, but doesn't seem to be too worse the wear out of it. The two of them have battled, and it seems like he's one that can spar with this kid that is harder. Like, it's harder to grease a monkey and take him to a cotillion than it is to play a hand with. You know, because like monkeys are difficult and greasing them makes
There's
them
so many
slippery,
things wrong
and a
with that
cotillion's
sentence.
very
Like,
formal.
you
I'm
have a
trying to-
monkey. What are you trying? Why would you choose that?
Would you want to grease a monkey and take him to a cotillion?
No, but if I had a monkey, there were so many more awesome things you could do, like
I'm not
paintball.
saying playing Stephen Kelly is not awesome. It's tough. It's like greasing a monkey and taking it to... Never mind.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
was trying to come up with clever poker sayings.
How about a trained monkey assassin? And you're playing paintball with him. That would be, and he has a real gun. That would be a better analogy, I think.
Guys, if this audition doesn't pan out, we've got a pilot for you. Greased monkey assassin.
Yes.
All right.
My pick?
Yeah.
Or
Because I've
you're
got
finishing
Sternberg and
Sternberg?
Sexton. No, I just think that he is one of those. I think he is the factor at this final table that people aren't considering as much.
Right.
And that's only going to benefit him.
All right, final pick, the last one available. I'm taking Casey McCarroll. Why? Because he's the last one available. He does not have a lot of chips, but what this kid lacks in chips, he makes up for it in heart. Or at least I hope so. Come on, McCarroll, do this for me. All right, there's our draft.
Yeah, we've got our draft. We've got our final table. We're ready to go. We may have to be honest that we're cheering in the press box for the WPT zone Mike Sexton a little bit.
Well, I don't think anyone can blame us because I have a feeling most of the fans here are also going to be cheering for Mike Sexton.
And in honor of Mike Sexton, our question of the day is, what is your favorite Mike Sexton-ism?
Sexton-ism. I like the classic. I don't like the puns and the weird analogies and all that. But I love at the end of every episode, or at the start of every episode, when he explains the game, no limit Texas Hold'em. It takes minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. I'm not sure if Mike Sexton is the first to have said it, but he's come to own it. People associate it with him. It's short, succinct, poetic, summarizes the game. Did I say a minute to learn? Takes minutes to learn, lifetime to master. So true. That's my choice.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Is that your choice?
Of course not. My choice is so obvious.
What is it? Your favorite Mike Sexton saying?
I'm Jessica Welman for BJ Nemeth, Andy Liakos, Jeff Halsey, the hand that hands us stuff, the cameraman, the bookie, Conrad Tilton, Club WPT, Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Kimberly Lansing, the Royal Flush Girls, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, Shauna Hyatt, Courtney Friel, Sabina Gadecki, Layla Cayley, Amanda Leatherman, Jackie Williams, Mom, and all the crew here at the World Poker Tour. Until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters. You just breathed on me.
I was trying to do the cheer of the crowd. If I clap, it just sounds like one guy.